So they'll be calling you a radical. 4,704 fucking days. The lies, the dog and pony freak show, the psychos fucking continue to lie. Fukushima cleanup, fucking, we're going to get to that debris. We're going to find it. We're going to save the world. 13 years. Oh, delayed again. Sending in a fucking tuna fish sandwich robot. Yay, get us a tuna fish sandwich robot. It's our next one. Send us some more money. Fake fucking footage they shoot. How about the people that shot all the fake footage in the fucking reactors? Don't you think that's a fucking... Fuck, you're talking one of the greatest crimes in human history. This is Grubel stuff. Joseph. Fucking, I mean, these fucking freaks. The Fukushima cover-up's the greatest crime in human history. We're afraid of nuclear meltdowns. We're afraid of nuclear meltdowns. We're afraid of... until they happen. Then it's see no nuclear evil, hear no nuclear, speak no... The nuclear emperors have no fucking clothes. So, as Kevin Watts, you wonder why I went rogue. You go up to Weber State. Go up there. And say, hey, can I look at Kevin Ratch's transcript and see how many fucking credits I have? They'll say, oh, that guy's got enough fucking credentials for dozens of fucking degrees. Fucking, I'm inside the belly of the beast. Don't you get that Weber State is nuclear U? So when they started accepting all that money in the 70s, I was with the great Doyle Strong when we protested the Browning Center. Were they going to name it the Brown? I said, you're going to name... He's like, you're really going to name it after a fucking war profiteers? Some of the greatest war profiteers in human history? Factually. Once they started accepting all that money at state universities, it was over. They bowed to their fucking profiteering narrative. It's like Harvard. Harvard now, this is so appalling. Now, just remember, I want you to remember, this is Elizabeth Holmes stuff. You know, she's the Stanford. Stanford needs to be boarded up. And everybody that's associated needs to perk walk. I mean, the Board of Regents, all of them. Harvard needs to be boarded up. These institutions are fucking war profiteer fucking oligarch fucking factories producing fucking puppet. I mean, these A student anal pieces of shit. When I taught, I'm like, fuck, and it's been proven over and over. These high score A students make the worst human beings on earth. We've been proven over and over the most dynamic, successful people are C+. You know, I was a pass-fail guy. So, remember the endowment. Remember, we're going after all the Russian oligarchs. Old man Biden, that phony fraud, who turned out to be exactly Trump, who turned out to be exactly Obama, who turned out to be exactly Bush. The war profiteer fucking 1% ass kissers. The bootlickers. The imperials. I mean... We go from a 40% tax rate to zero. So it's being disclosed now that Harvard, this is so appalling, cancer research team was all fraud. You know what's catching these pieces of shit? Artificial intelligence. You got it. Why do you think Kissinger was afraid of it? Their God. Huh. Maybe you can come down part the fucking Atlantic Ocean and they can march their asses back to fucking jolly old England where they belong. So, well, there's Russian oligarchs all over. Remember it was Epstein? Now, who's Epstein's number one guy? The guy that fucking created Epstein. Who was Epstein? Victoria's Secret. Right? Right? Yeah. Oh, he's threatening to pull his endowment from fucking, what, Harvard? Harvard needs to be boarded up. So Stanford. Just remember, Stanford. Bankman Fried? That looting, thieving, fucking ripoff freak? Do you know Stanford put up a house that Stanford owned for his bail? Yeah. How about Elizabeth Holmes? Stanford. How about, the new one getting ready to fucking pull the shamrocker. He's trying with the SMRs. Spoke at Davos. Sam Altman. It's like somebody the other day, we were talking about how San Diego's been hijacked and completely taken over. PB. Pacific Beach has been hijacked and completely taken over. All the cool places have by the digital nomads. I says, those aren't digital nomads. You mean the digital douchebags. Fucking, so all the bars and the fucking, let's go to the Bills bar, let's go to the Cowboys bar, let's go to the fucking, they've hijacked everything, jacked up all the price, they've hijacked all the cool places, all over the cool places. Fuck, pieces of shit. So Harvard was faking the cancer studies. Not even just plagiarizing, fudge, and that's in any other circle, but here's the New York Times, the greatest fucking bootlickers who ever fucking walked, reports it, so they've got to fix these mistakes. Mistakes! These are fucking cancer studies. You violate me, I'll violate you. You label me, I'll label you. That's a 1% survival fucking bracelet. I spent 5 years in a bone marrow transplant. I had open heart surgery this year. They fudged all the numbers. People should be perk walked and fucking arrested. This is going all over the country, which I knew. You know Kevin Blanch has said it for years. They pass out PhD. What do you think the J-Stroke was all about? What do you think Aaron Swartz was doing? I knew Aaron Swartz personally. You know, Aaron Swartz to self-educate fucking, then they put him up on the Harvard jail fucking table and jerked it out from underneath him. I was in the courtroom that fucking day in Brooklyn. Just came out of the bone marrow transplant. What about the Fukushima? So why would Abi, when he comes, you know the story of him. Whoa. Who perped him up? The Moonies? What? What the fuck? Yeah. Trump met with him 17 times, including Mar-a-Lago, blacked out the windows, high-fiving. Trump, here's your Lord and Savior Trump. Well, as soon as I get in, I'm going to release the Warren Commission that retracted, which by law was supposed to be retracted in 2013, oh bummer dumber. Huh. Did he? Trump, you can open up the book on Fukushima and freaking expose? Yes. Did he? So everybody says, well, that's one issue. No, it's the issue. Because nothing else matters. You label me, I'll label you. He's a fucking lying con man puppet, just like fucking oh bummer dumber. The plume is coming over us right now. Scientists tell us it's safe when the exact same time, Cheryl, why doesn't anybody go interview Cheryl and talk to her and ask her, why'd you lie like that? You know, Lisa Jackson, Scotty Pruitt, all these fucking players who fucking pulled this off. Gina McCarthy, Crash Radna. When at the same time the emails are going out to all their people, if you've been outside, go in, the scientists say it's radioactive, take a shower, wash your clothes, eat some iodine. By the way, iodine pills ain't going to do shit. Because these fucking murdering losers have control of you. They have control of the media. When are you going to stop bowing to these fucking imperialist punks? Pop, Oppie dropped. Pop, the nuclear psychos. They never fucking stopped. We love Oppie. We love Oppie. One of the great mass murder. He probably is the greatest mass murderer who ever lived. Human, true man. Only their Lord and Savior, Kissinger, can come close. We're getting there. What about that Christian Dior punk? Oh, he's a ski instructor. Who's that? Iraq? Saddam Hussein has weapons of mass destruction. When Colin Powell, the whole dog about full well knew that he didn't. They bold-faced, in your face, with malice lies. It's like setting a nuclear fucking disaster scale at 7. Who the fuck sets a fucking scale from 1 to 7? Malice. Who builds nuclear reactors on the Ring of Fire? So the lies go on. Tell me lies. Tell me sweet little nuclear lies. 80 years of pork. 80 years poisoning the fucking planet. Fukushima, the mother of all ecological attack. The mother of all cover-ups of crimes. So they're faking fucking. So here's how it works. They hand out. It used to be first you hypothesize the knowledge. These are full blown out fucking meltdowns. They're lying. They're going to circle the wires covered up. Kevin Blanch, March 11, 2011. You hypothesize. It's going to cause a chain reaction in the Pacific Ocean. They're going to push all this energy in the Pacific Ocean. It's going to break the photoplane. It's going to break the chain. It's going to cause a chain reaction. It's going to wipe out the tide pools first. Then the salmon are going to go. Fucking the chain reaction is going to be acute radical. The fucking heat bubble over the western United States is going to fucking cause a heat dome. This energy is going to be so incredible, fucking vicious and powerful, they'll never get near it. They're never going to be out. These are full blown out meltdowns. They're going to call it fucking, anybody's called it crippled. Anybody who says, I mean, Chernobyl's, it's like me and grandson was talking last night. We were at the funeral, and he's like, after the funeral we were visiting, he says, yeah, you're right on that Winston stuff. He says, my teacher in 7th grade finally brought up Chernobyl and Fukushima. And I stood up in class. Said, wait a minute. She says, go Google my grandpa. My grandpa's Kevin Blanch, the world's foremost expert on Fukushima. And you're telling us that Chernobyl is worse than Fukushima? He says, that's a bold-faced lie. He says, and he stood up and he told her, he says, I know one thing. 3 is greater than 1. He says, Chernobyl was 1 partial graphite reactor. That 780,000 men. Fukushima is 3 full meltdowns and at least 8 spent fuel pools. And then he sat back down. You can fucking lie to these people, but these fucking kids, they know better. They know that fucking 3 is greater than 1. You know, you can fucking socially engineer these fucking baby boomer fucking cattle sheep with their fucking box, Operation Foxconn News. It's like I can't even talk where the pandemic came from. Because we're going to listen to our fucking new Lord and Savior, Bobby Kennedy Jr. Oh, fuck. He knows it all. Just ask the babbling fucking bullshitter. No, he don't know. He couldn't make a pimple on his father's ass. I'll tell you a story about him. He spoke at Weber State many, many years ago when he was head of river watchers. And I was the environmentalist here on all the rivers. Including what fucking those fucking monsters have been doing fucking in Idaho to the Snake River for years. Which is one of the fucking biggest water tragedies in fucking the world at the time. Still is. So, basically one dude. And JR. I went up to him and I says, we're river watchers, so you handle all the river, you know, of course, the Hudson's his big one. He's an attorney. I started talking to you about the Snake, the Ogden, the Weber, all these mighty beasts in the western United States. Remember, he's speaking out in Utah. And he had no clue about any of it. Didn't even know what they were. And I'm like, I told him, I met your father here at this same place in 69, right before he died, you know. I'm not a fan of his. But I might have to vote for him because Trump and Biden are both fucking pro-nuclear. Of course, your vote don't count. It's who they fucking appropriate, the puppet fucking masters. So they're forging fucking cancer studies. You're talking some of the greatest crimes in human history. Harvard needs to be boarded up. Aaron Swartz was right, and then he fell for their fucking bait. Their little capital. Remember, he was the self-education on MIT, his dad, the janitor. Downloaded the fucking server. Obama, I was in the courtroom. Heyman and Ortiz, who teach at Harvard, gave him 35 fucking years for a fucking non-violent fucking crime. Just why would you get 35 years for something like that? Because Obama was the best fucking liar of them all. You're talking the greatest liar in human history. Besides his buddy Colin Powell. I mean, Obama, what a fucking liar. I mean, he was harder on whistleblowers. He was anti-war. Just ask him. I'm anti-war. He ran on the anti-war platform. Then he perpetuated the wars. He fucking droned more people than Bush. I mean, he was the biggest con man. Well, you're talking one of the greatest con mans in human history. The scientists are telling us it's coming over us right now. The plume, it's safe. Gina McCarthy took down Rednet when he full well knew that was a fucking lie. Saddam Hussein has weapons of mass destruction when he full well knew that. Went off to Afghanistan to kill the Taliban. Nobody from fucking Afghanistan laid a hair on you. They were Saudis, imperialists. What did we do to them? The people that funded it, the people that fucking did. And that's been unarguable proof. Go ask the fucking people in New York, victims' families that fucking have sued. Why can't they get it? Well, the same as USS Reagan. Why was that fucking case never heard when all the courts and all the judges said it goes forward? Because the nuclear energy crime syndicate owns the world, a.k.a. the Untouchables. And this is their plan. Popo-oppy dropped. These psychos never fucking stop. It's free money. They opened up the spigot on the Manhattan Project and the psychos get all the free money. Just like Bill Gates. I'm going to build nuclear reactors in Cameron, Wyoming, and Utah fucking falls for it. It's like NuScale scammed us. Bill Gates, who stole the operating system, he was invented here. Word perfect. Remember? Novell Shift F-13? He stole it fair and triangle. You know, where do these freaks get all their money? Well, let's see. Bezos was born at Los Alamos. His father, the original spokesman for the Department of Atomic, which is now the Department of Energy. And Rick Perry, right. Jennifer Form, left. Say they're going to make us sexy again. Which I call those two the anti-porn. These people are hard, derelict fucking criminals. I want to talk quickly about the economy. I'm going to tag this the pseudo de facto economy. So I'm in San Diego. You know, what a nightmare, the floods, the sewer fucking hellhole. You know, have been my whole life. So helicopter, I stay right on the coast. A lot of times I sleep around in a sleeping bag. And the Coast Guard is in there like you wouldn't fucking believe. Helicopters all night. These guys come in with boats. There's a really cool video I saw yesterday right there at La Jolla with the whole, they just come flying in up on the thing. They run, you know. Well, here's the problem with the immigration situation. You're all caught up on the border. You know, Reagan did that. So what is the problem? Here's the problem. It's the pseudo de facto economy. So you all act like you don't know. They're never going to clean this up because as long as these imperialists are in power. Why? Because the workforce became, this is the new slavery. It's like my neighbor right behind me, who's been human trafficking for fucking decades. The house right over here, they sure cleared out. Well, he backhands the fucking worker in the face. He weighs 300 pounds, this big bully. And this 150 pounds broke his fucking teeth out. And KSL reports it as an altercation. He's been human trafficking, so they bring these people in. They know they're in the country illegally. They know they're afraid. They know they're desperate. So they hire them, give them some really horrible housing, cram in 15, 20, and fucking nothing. I mean, to the point where it's nothing, but it's hardcore slavery. They don't feed them. They don't fucking anything like they're supposed to do. And they exploit them until they just quit, and then they get some more. Because they know who they're going to go tell. The Democrats? The Republicans? Who are they going to run to? I mean, you know what kind of guts it takes to go to the authorities? Because even the authorities are just going to, and it's like Weber County. The guy's dumping raw sewer into the Weber River. I got into it with the Army Corps Engineers at the university again. They're the police, and they just look at you. I says, that's your fucking job. You let them drain off one of the greatest fucking marshes in fucking America. In the world. You did that. So who's at fault? So you and I. Not me. I don't participate. So you have a pseudo de facto cash economy, and everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. The restaurants do it. The cooks, the cleaners are all being paid cash, chump change. The maids at your hotel, fuck the landscapers, the construction workers. I mean, just herds of unskilled fucking labor. Why do you think the quality's just crashed? And they're paying them $3, $4, if that. Comes payday. Hey, can I get? Oh, sorry, I'm a little short today. Here's $100. See you on Monday. Work them 12 hours. No labor laws exist. Nobody enforces them. Who are they going to run to? So both parties love it. This is modern day slavery, and the modern day slaves are brown. I mean, brown lives matter, and they haven't been able to organize yet. It's like this. In political theater, which if either party would tap into the brown vote, you know how big that voting bloc is? Because this has been going on since the mid-90s now. This is when in earnest. So many of these young people were born here now because so they're American citizens. So they're getting to be 30 years old enough to run for offices, old enough to organize labor. This exploitation. So one day I'm sitting at PB, cutest little old wood boats fucking up there tied on the fucking shore. I'm like, what the hell? You know, so that's what they do, and run in the middle of the night. And so I called my buddy. I says, there's a cool ass fucking boat. You know, you can get down here right on the beach. You know, I didn't tell him to do it, but he did it. Went and got that fucking great fucking boat and just loaded it on his trailer. You could build a fucking wall. We never had a fucking wall. We enforced fucking labor laws. I owned Blanche Plastering for decades. A guy called me yesterday. Really made my whole day. An old friend that me and him used, pretty boy fucking elitist up on the hill. When we were in high school, me and him was always going to fighting. We became friends. And we were in the same business. We were craftsmen. When his business crashed, he says, I haven't seen or heard you for so many years. I heard the story about your cancer. I was searching for your phone number, and I'm just calling. Is this you? I said, yeah. He says, I'll never forget. You were restoring the Masonic Temple in 2009. And my business was crashing. It was going to hell, and I was all fucking bummed out, whatever. And he says, you looked right at me and says, shut the fuck up. You're crying about money? Fuck money. You can always make more. Who gives a fuck? It's a trap, dude. You know, you need the money to get by. You need to be a fucking thing, but you know, just suck it up. You'll be all right. You got your health. That was before I got cancer. He says, it stuck with me all those fucking years. I wanted to call you and tell you thank you for telling me that. He says, I'll never forget that. These exploiters, they're the ones breaking the law. We have E-Verify. It's like when I owned Blanche Plaster Villages. If I'd have pulled up on a job site with a crew of fucking unskilled fucking exploited, paying them cash fucking labor, the homeowner would have come out with a gun. The feds, the state, the county would have come and arrested me. against the law. It's still against the law. But it's about cheap labor. They're not going to fix it because this is about imperialism. You have two parties, political parties that have evolved. They've radically evolved away from the working class, away from the environment, to imperialism. They're elitist. So I'm a digital nomad. No, you're a digital douchebag. You know, it's a community. You know, and so you're okay with not me. Look at everything that's on my body, everything I wear. I don't fucking buy cheap made fucking goods from fucking slave camps in China or fucking Mexico or Indonesia or even the United States for that matter. I buy old good used stuff that was made in the fucking 70s by fucking well paid fucking union fucking sewers. And that's why it's so quality and that's why it's so nice. You know what that hat is? That's Karen Silkwood. You have bowed. So the pseudo de facto, do you know the cash economy, the pseudo de facto economy is bigger than the real economy? And it's like taxes. You know, somebody says, well, Trump wants to put a 10% tariff on all goods. We need a 30% tariff on all goods. But here's the problem with Liar Trump. He said that before. And Liar Trump, when he got in office, he picked and chose his fucking tariffs. Did he put any on his fucking wife or daughter's fucking, once you start wearing those fucking shoes, once you start wearing that fucking Trump fucking slave-made gear, once you start wearing that fucking Kool-Aid, that fucking fake Green Party fucking that's evolved into the Democrats who are fucking nothing but imperialist bootlickers. They're one and the same, the party. They're status quo. They got everything they want. They have pure slavery by the millions, by the tens of millions. Doing your landscape, building your house, cooking your food, fucking cleaning your fucking bed, and you're okay with that. Just exploit it. And by the way, they're the happiest people. So they come in, you can seal it all in. The problem's not that. The problem is labor laws. You don't enforce them. They pick and choose their laws. It's kind of like the nuclear energy crime syndicate. They can poison the fucking planet. They can fucking do it. And the journalists, black and yellow media, I want to say this to all these fucking journalists and all you fucking fraudsters who faked PhDs, including on cancer, which there's probably hundreds of thousands of these pieces of lazy shit. First you hypothesize it, then you do the field work, then you defend your work because Kevin Blanche, the true PhD, the greatest PhD in human history, the Fukushima fucking nuclear fucking fallout, that PhD opportunity, the greatest one, I'm the only one on earth take, I had to go rogue. You go up to Weber State, go up there and talk to him. Go talk to the president of the university and say, well, Kevin Blanche has enough fucking credentials to have fucking 30 fucking degrees. I mean, they lied to me. They fucking did a bunch of shit to me. We're the number one school business in the United States when I was up there doing my thing. Number one. And we're public beating the private institutions, beating Harvard, beating Yale. And they shredded it. Now they're under investigation for selling state secrets. You got it, to China. Utah's the biggest violators of all this. In the name of what? I thought they were religious here. You on the hills for usury. So, the pseudo de facto economy. It's that simple. It really is that simple. It's a cultural phenomenon. Just like we're consuming 54% of the world's product. It became a problem in the 80s when it went to 12%. It was 6% in 1979. We make up 4% of the world's product. We're consuming 6%. But several people said that was a problem. We make up less than 4% of the world's fucking population. We're consuming 54. Consumption junk. We don't even consciously think where our shit's coming from. We don't consciously think where our clothes are being thrown away and fucking piled up. I found these the other day at the thrift store. I got to show you this. They're my size too. 1970s. Excuse me, 80s. But they're made in the U.S. Here's the 70s ones I found. $20. Made in the old USA, now America. Trump keeps saying we're going to make America great again. But that's not what his policies were. He says he speaks with forked tongue. I'll release the 50-year fucking JFK blown away. Did he? Did he? That's with a B. Did he say he promised me for what was different? Oh, he lowered tax rates. So did Biden. So did Obama Dumber. Rhino versus Dino. Fuck, please. You're so caught up in fucking social issues. Shiny bald. Pseudo de facto economy. The cash economy is bigger. It's just a personal choice. You say, hey, I'm not going to buy a house that they're exploiting labor. You know? And is it their fault? No. We have labor laws. If we're going to have immigrants in this country, you know, we've had this fight before. What are you going to do when they organize? I don't think people have a clue how they organized in the fucking 1930s after everything fell down and broke your crown. Whoa. I don't think people know what happened to CIOs. I don't think people what happened when, you know, how do you think them fucking vicious, mean, tough, because they were child labor slaves in the fucking steel mills of fucking Pittsburgh all over the country. They grew up to be men. These kids are watching their fathers and their mothers be exploited, you know, and they're going to grow up and Lord, they're going to remember, you know. So why doesn't either party tap into the brown vote? Because they're on the same team. They're imperialists. I won't be voting for any of these pieces of shit. Well, like your vote matters. Now, here at the local level, I'll fucking, you know, well, of course, we've been betrayed here so fucking hard in this blue state. You know, presidential elections basically going to come down to one or two states. It doesn't matter because we have electoral college, remember? The entire election is going to come down to Michigan and Georgia. Really? So you're going to have an electorate of 340 million people. Well, I think a half of those are eligible to vote. What, 150, 170 million people are eligible to vote? And basically, it's going to come down to a couple voter turnout districts in a couple states. It's basically going to come down to maybe, you know, 200,000 voters, if that. That's the flaw of this country. Democracy, this is what democracy looks like. It was never democracy. It was a republic with a constitution. The Constitution was let open to amend. We haven't amended since when? Fuck, we haven't amended. Fuck this fucking Congress. They fight and stay fucking keep them separated on purpose. MSNCC versus Operation Foxconn News. CNN. Remember CNN was supposed to be the anti-Trumper and then it got out of the Zucker? Oh, the guy who made the American Apprentice? Trump's buddy. You know, Trump is Biden. Oh, wannabe Caesars. They're identical. There's nothing different. You can get caught up in your hyperbole. But nothing's different. By the way, presidents make very little fucking. It's Congress. It's you and me. We from the sea. Fucking Fukushima. They're delayed the cleanup again. Fuck, what a fucking lie. And you, when they can have visual proof of 3 full core meltdowns, 8 Smith fuel fucking pools, blown to fucking smithereens. And Winston, they can fucking, because that box they watch, you can only be hypnotized. You want to be hot now. How did they do it? One by Jetstream, 2 by cable TV, but the baby boomers are getting old and dying fast. Really, hope I don't die before I get old. Talking about my generation. Whoa, what a fucked up generation. Fucking when we knew better, we were taught better, we were well educated, we recycled, we were loving, we were we in 1973. What fucking happened? Selfishness, the great selfishness plague. Fucking. Don't you care about your children? Tax the future, give to my friends. The whole economy's propped up on fucking 34 trillion in debt. I remember when the debt fucking was banging around less than 1 trillion with 300 billion people making an issue of it. It's a fucking giant disaster. The pseudo de facto economy is the elephant in the room. Yes. The paying cash, the pot of dead wells in the back parlor. Oh, that's Fukushima. You know, you can live in your fairy tale and go along with your selfishness. What's it going to get you? An early out and a straight tick. And by the way, all the preachers, all the fucking evangelicals, all the fucking church leaders, not all, but 99% of them who perpetuated Afghanistan and Iraq, you led your flock off the cliff, or you bared false witness. You're off to hell. I'm telling you, I got news. You're all going to hell. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not kill. Went after Afghanistan to kill the Taliban who never did anything to you. Went after Iraq to get Dick Cheney and fucking Bremer and Blackwater and Freaks a big old sack. No Iraq did anything to you. It's the fabric. I mean, I remember talking to a guy the other day and I says, look, you're building a fucking house right here. You're bitching about all this fucking labor. Look at everybody that's on your house. So you speak with forked tongue. The pseudo de facto economy. The elephants in the room. Fukushima. Stay in tune.